Alright, so this will be part 2 of my FYI notes from December 18th, 2023. I'm doing this so that when I file my legal paperwork, I can prove that RICO crimes are being committed. There's dates and times where video footage can be pulled and these people can be seen in the same place where I am, and their lies can be debunked. And I can slowly start regaining my life as these people start getting their 10-year, 20-year, 30-year prison sentences. And the world will be a better place because a lot less identity theft will take place, a lot less sacrifices for insurance policies, and, getting into these wayward groups. Many of them consider themselves elite organizations when they're just evil cults. So God has called judgment on them, and He's using His saints in the 3D to take them down. And He's using His angels in the 5D plus to take them down. Much work is being done. So an SOS salute to the Creator. Thank you. An SOS salute to my ancestors. Thank you. And an SOS salute to my spirit team that keeps me safe, gives me courage, and informs me. So I'm going to start backwards to the nice lady in Publix that bought me a $20 gift card. Thank you. To the nice homeless guy who gave me a $5 gift card that someone else gave him because I was in need. Thank you. May your blessings return 100-fold. Whenever I get tired of making a fire, I go out into the world and ask people to buy us hot food so that I don't have to try to barbecue and cook. And I'm not a good barbecuer, and my stove system is not right, so sometimes I'm sucking in smoke. I don't like that at all. So when we go to Publix, home of the best fried chicken anyway, we ask people to buy us chicken. Now, their rotisserie chicken, I don't even taste the flavor. Right now, they have that mojo rotisserie chicken on sale for $6.99. So, yesterday, we did not actually buy one. We came back and barbecued hamburgers. But the night before, Tyann, who I know from 6010 North 32nd Street, our neighborhood, she used to live next to Joanne and her sisters. They were all from where? I think Jamaica. What was Joanne's last name? Joanne is on the police force. She's a Tampa police officer. I don't know what her sisters branched off and did, but they used to live next to Tyann and Tyann's mom. What was Tyann's mom's name? Not Tyann's mom, but Leola. Leola was my friend. She was much younger than me, but we hung out together in the neighborhood. And Tina said, "Is that Eileen?" when she was coming in Publix. Now, I was standing at the door praying and asking God to open somebody's heart to buy us 3 chickens. We don't have dog food right now, so we're having to feed the dogs food. So we buy a chicken for the dogs and a chicken for the people. And then, we have one left over so we don't have to go out the next day to get food because we already have an extra chicken here. But I didn't ask her to buy me 3. I asked her to buy me 1. And she did, which was really kind. And Tina gained weight when we were growing up. She was tall and slinky. And now them babies done widened that bottom. And they look good. They look healthy. It was nice to see them. I was really thankful for the help. And I told you about the police, not the police, the sheriff that I saw at the light on Bullard Parkway. Well, it's right at Bullard meeting Bush where they change. 56th Street is the street that cuts those two. If you go back further east, it becomes Bullard Parkway. If you go back west, it becomes Bush Boulevard. And let's see, so that was the people that showed benevolence to us regarding food and cash. We don't really ask for money too much anymore. We just ask for the things that we need the money for. And people usually will buy it for you. A lot of people don't have cash. But if you catch them before they get to the register, they can buy you a gift card. And I guess cash back is still a thing, but people don't really want to give people cash too much anymore, especially people that they perceive to be homeless because they think that you're going to do drugs. I've never done drugs, and I hope and pray that I will never try. I remember when Tia was talking to me about some kind of psychedelic mushrooms. I was looking at her like, girl, when you got mortgages and shit, you don't need to be trying nothing because you might like it. And that's another thing taken away from your bill. And them 3,300 square feet, every 30 days, they charge like $100 a day for them damn houses. That's a $3,000 monthly mortgage. That ain't nothing to play with. That's what I call sharecropping or, slavery. Your ass can't get sick. Your children can't get sick. You can't miss work unless you have, multiple streams of income, and then, you can replace the income you lose from your job. I don't even know if they still give out PTO, but I was looking at her like, baby, you don't need to try that shit. None of that. Just leave that bullshit alone. Pray and ask God to heal any woes you have, because when they come out with these, upper elite type drugs, these mushrooms, oh, this is going to help you do this and help you do that. Child, please. If it ain't going to help you pay no bill, leave that shit alone. For real. And so I don't get excited. I don't get moved by none of that foolishness. The greatest gift you have is meditation and deep breathing. You do 100 deep breaths and you'll feel like you on some mushrooms. I promise you. Get into your meditation. You can levitate. I was dating this guy years ago in my 20s, and we would sit around a pile of books. And for some reason, the tantric sex books is the ones I remember. But I remember his abilities. It looked like he was levitating. And this music he was listening to, it was so beautiful. I just wanted to cry. Listening to the music, it was so beautiful. I really wish I knew the name of that DVD that he played. I don't even know. Can I say his name? I'm not going to say his name. He seems like he's a Capricorn. That earth sign, they are very... I'm not even going to make the comment. I'm not going to say his name either. Okay, so back to the thank yous that people gave me, that I'm giving out to the people that helped us. That was pretty much it for the day. So I was really proud of myself because usually on Sunday I'm trying to get myself to the church ministries to get food, and because of what happened at Trinity, I really feel like somebody put something in our food and our drink at Trinity. I only go there if I absolutely have to. And I'm praying over the food. Then when I eat one mouthful, I can't eat anymore because I'm wondering if somebody put something in it. And people can come to the grocery store and poison shit too, especially if they know the kind of stuff you buy. That's why I try to switch up things. They know I like the fried chicken. They know I buy a lot of the rotisserie chicken. So if I'm feeling like something's going on, then that day I'm not buying fried chicken or rotisserie chicken. I'm going over to buy 10 cans of tuna. And you can pray over those if you want to, So I just switch it up. Sometimes we might eat cereal, get 3 boxes of cereal and a gallon of milk, and that's dinner. So I'm always praying and asking the Creator to help me to get foods that are poison free. So we didn't depend on any churches yesterday, and I was really proud of myself. So once our money comes, I'm going to put $1,000 on some prepaid cards for the girls and give them their cards. When they get hungry, I'm going to let them just go and eat what they want to eat. We're just going to celebrate being rich for a month and relaxing. And I'm probably going to live in the bathtub, soaking and pretending that it's that hot tub with the little jets. But, maybe we can find a hotel that has those little spa bathtubs, and then I can have my same jacuzzi experience without having to go to the gym and put myself in harm's way. So that's pretty much that. The Alchemist, she is a tarot reader. I just read through some of her titles that says they took your envelope, which I'm assuming, I don't know. I helped a lot of people when I was on that Reality Speaks. As an activist, I helped a lot of people, and they swore they were going to help me back. So all kinds of envelopes could have been coming to the house with checks or letters saying, this person left you in their will, this person left you in their will. I gave up my whole life, When I left the University of South Florida in 1999, I was in a professional USPS position. I was getting 6 free credit hours every semester towards my PhD, because I was not going to leave there until I had my PhD. And when I became an activist, I remember talking to Miss Rudine Poole, and I was like, I wonder how Dr. Martin Luther King knew that he was supposed to do what he was doing, because I was trying to decide whether I was going to go with Natalie Carnegie and her, oh, well, they're misusing our children and we need to report them, and what they're doing with the research, because I didn't have any knowledge of this. I was going on the strength of her words, or just keep my professional position. I was in a professional position. I was under no harm of losing my job, and not to my knowledge anyway. William left as my supervisor. Well, by that time, once I was in a professional position, I got promoted from the OPS part-time and bumped up to the USPS after William left. Who was over me? Let me see. William left. I got his position. Darla Silverman came in. She was over me. And Jolena Farrow was over the program, Delegate 3. I can't remember all of the organizational structure, but as far as I knew, I was under no threat of losing my job. They had moved Ava Norton. I was doing my full-time USPS position, and the part-time assistant that should have been under me, that position too. So I was running everywhere, and I'm not joking. I was running to and from the copier to make sure I got everything done. It was exhausting. I was coming in on the weekend to do my reports. My child was sitting on the floor while I was doing my reports, and that's when I realized that getting this American pie is a farce. That's when I realized that I am not built for this 9 to 5 shit, because they give you a salary so they can dump on you, And then when more monies come in, they don't want to give you more money. I was trying to renegotiate my salary after working the 1.5 position with Jolena, and she wanted to give me like $1,000 more. I'm like, I'm doing another whole position. And surely the OPS position was not a professional position, but it was still $15,000 a year. So if I've been doing this position, why are you going to offer me $1,000? So I just started I became a disgruntled employee. And I said, Aileen, the whole reason you came to do this job was to get your PhD. You know, if you go work under Donna Glosser's program, Delegate 1, they done already told you that's like the plantation. You work on Saturdays. You don't get off to go to school. You just work, and you got to figure out how to fit in your, you know, other stuff. Why am I seeing Don Dasher in my head? Hey, Don, I don't know why I'm seeing your face. I'm seeing Terrell. She gave me a juicer. I didn't know how to clean it. I put the whole thing in the water and killed the thing. Idiot. All right, I'm seeing Clifton, Anthea, Michael. He was over, the new guy that came in and was over training. And I'm seeing Anne. Where was Anne from? Germany? I don't remember. But that was the Delegate 1 Head Start program. And if I would have went over there, I would have gotten paid a lot more, $15,000 more. But I wouldn't have gotten the free 6 credit hours to get my PhD at USF. I could leave work, go to class, come back, and make that time up with, parent meetings and that kind of thing. Jolena was really flexible, and I really appreciated that. Jolena had her PhD, so she understood the value of education. I was in her office, and I was like reading her degree. Let's see, doctorate in philosophy. I can't remember what degree she had, but I remember one of her children or one of her siblings had polio or something. We were talking about immunizations, and I was saying that I wasn't going to support immunizing anymore. And she was telling me how one of her family members or children had polio and how terrible it is, and how immunizations help to squelch the outbreak of polio and that kind of thing. I still stayed on the religiously exempt path, but I, felt great sympathy for what she was saying to me. And she wanted to move to New Mexico to live. Now, I'm thinking now I could have worked with Delegate 1, stacked away that cash, because I'm good at living as a minimalist. They just came up with these notions, but I been knew how to live off of one check and stash the other check. The only problem is people come and steal the money from me, and I haven't figured out how to stop that. But I could have saved that money up and then just took a leave of absence and went to school for a whole semester and took 21 credit hours and really worked hard to do that, and then come back to work, and then the next year do the same thing, take a semester off every year and do 21 credit hours. Now my mind is getting creative now, but at the time there was not really that online classes, and you had to actually go to school. It wasn't as prevalent as it is now. So when I enrolled in Harvard business classes, you ain't never got to go to Harvard. You ain't never got to show up to Harvard because of this online technology. Why was I talking about USF at all? The free 6 credit hours. Oh, me giving up my whole life to this activism thing. I didn't stay there long enough to get my PhD. once my job was abolished because I decided to stand up for the rights of black children to be seen and to be reported in these research projects properly based on what Natalie Carnegie said. My conversation with Rudine Poole, maybe. I was asking her, how did Dr. Martin Luther King know to stand up? I decided to take a stand, and it, brought my whole life down. My job was abolished, and my connection with the university as a professional working person dissolved. All on the words of that fat ass Natalie Renee Carnegie. That bitch could have been lying. And I grappled with it. I tried so hard to make the right choice. And I don't know if I did or not still today. I do know that a tower moment came and lasted nearly 30 years. And if I had to do it all over again, my 3D self would keep my job and stay on my path to getting my PhD. I hear rats running around right now. It's getting cold, so the rats from the outside come to the inside. Well, the rats were living here when we got here, so I haven't tried to put down rat poison to kill them or anything. I feel like it's wrong. And I'm like, I don't know why I feel that way, but I sectioned off the kitchen part, and they live over there. So over here, I done put down so much Creolina Rex, they don't even want to come over here. So that's the way I do it. They have their own little apartment over there, and there's this large curtain, and we bought a couple of gallons of this defense spray because there's a lot of spiders, and we moved the spiders over there too. The spiders can live over there. And because of Angola, the spiders have pretty much had to die because we've been spraying it everywhere. Spraying it. And there were a couple of large, what do you call those things? Palmetto bugs, roaches, large ones. And now there is no more. So we can put a plate down and nothing comes because we sprayed the walls, we sprayed the ceilings, we sprayed the floors. And I made gallons and gallons of Creolina Rex and just poured it down the walls. So it looks terrible because it looks like brown stuff on the walls, but that's that Creolina Rex. And as long as I put it down every 3 months, they won't come back. And I love living free of roaches and rats and insects. So that's one of the things I pride myself on. If I'm not working in a warehouse for 10, 12 hours a day, then I am managing my environment, and you will not see roaches and or rats where I am. Now, when I was into the flea marketing, you might see, a bunch of product that looks like clutter in places. That's because I'm trying to run a business and live in the same space, which that's a no-no. You should never do that. It really takes away from your life. The clutter just, is clogging. You should get you a pod or build you a shed and put your business in your shed or in a pod. Don't have it in your living space. So I have veered off the path and said all kinds of stuff now. So I'm going to end this note at 24 minutes and 4 seconds.